Probably not. Maybe. I don't know.
Refresh the.
Oh, it's not there anymore.
Okay. Okay. So, where did it end up?
No, check again.
Okay, so it just recreated another one with the exact same name. So I'm just gonna remove the other one. Okay, so if you go back to my channel, you can
Yeah, I've had
see there's another one live, and then it's, at least for me, it puts me to 1480p automatic. So just bump that up to 1080 if you want the full.
Yeah.
480 is very lackluster. Okay, let's try again.
Why can't I find your channel? What the? No, I'm just gonna do it here. Yeah, it's way better.
It's all good?
Oh. No. Actually, wait.
I mean, I'm watching my own. Let me.
Oh, I got it now. I got it.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can hear myself.
Yeah, you need to mute.
Yeah, I'm muted.
Okay.
So, can you tell me why you use brake pads 3?
Because it's wet and it's flooded. It's heavy
Yes,
rain.
flooded, but why? How does that affect the brakes?
It's operational temperature. So
Oh, okay.
yeah. So the brake pad 1 might be better, like if it would have been warmer, but because it's 19 and 21 degrees, and I know for a fact that it's going to drop to like 15 degrees, then I'm just gonna stick with the wet brake pads.
Okay, okay.
It's just
I see.
it's just
It just the brake pads 1 is not gonna get into the right temperature and it's just gonna be way
no,
slower.
yeah, exactly. I'm not gonna be able to get it to the right temperature, so it's a bit of a waste. Okay, I think I got the stream correct. So
Yeah, it looks alright so far.
212. Okay, that's decent.
Wait, why did you change it to McLaren? I thought you were using the Audi.
Yeah, I was, but I changed to the McLaren, and I'm having more success with the McLaren now. So I'm
Really?
just, yep. So I'm just gonna stick with it. It's one of the few cars that's been untouched by the BOP update, so I'm very happy with that, because then I don't have to wait for updated setups or anything. I can just go on with the setups that I do have, not have to worry about that part. For instance, if you've been driving the Merc had such a substantial BOP update that the current CDA setups are completely useless. For example.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just happy they left the Mecha alone, because they could have easily nerfed the Mecha. The Mecha is ridiculously good for how easy it is to drive.
Yeah, it's really stable.
Yes, and it's good in all. It's good in endurance. It's good in sprints. It's good on tires. It's good on fuel. And I'm skidding off the track here, but that's because I'm not focusing.
That's a bit late.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
But there's literally no grip. I'm just floating back and forth, literally.
It does say it's flooded. So.
Yeah. That could be the reason why. I'm just. And yeah, according to the forecast here, it's gonna be heavy for the whole session here. So.
That sounds. Yikes.
So, I mean, it's not really going to Canada, but it's the first time I've ever been on Canadian soil. So in October, when I'm going to the US, I'm gonna be doing an overlay for 3 hours, no, 6 hours in Toronto.
Quick Pardon? What'd you say?
In October, I'm going to Florida, and I'm going through the Toronto airport.
Oh, okay.
So I've never. Ooh.
Did you take you around?
Huh?
You want me to take you around?
Take you around?
Around Toronto?
No. I'm gonna be staying on the airport for 6 hours, but it's similar to what I experienced with. So like, I've had an overlay in LA, but I've never been to LA. If you know what I mean. Like it's just the airport. You don't see anything. I hope the airport is decent, because 6 hours is a long fucking waiting time.
It's huge.
Is it?
Fine.
Okay. So
actually, I've been stuck in a what's it called again? Vancouver airport for 24 hours because of I forgot the name of it. Cathay Airline. Let me search it up.
Yeah, I haven't been stuck at airports a lot, but that's mostly because the flight that I actually booked was a 3-hour overlay in Toronto. 3 hours is decent. Like, you have time to get some food, maybe look in the shops.
Yeah.
You know, and then you go to the security, right? But 6 hours. I mean, I'm seriously contemplating whether I should get a laptop or something to watch Netflix or something, because 6 hours is a long ass time.
Yeah, I'll probably get a laptop too. So
yeah, I'm currently looking at a decent laptop that doesn't cost a huge amount of money, but it seems like you have to go up to like 600 or 700.
I'll just get a Chromebook.
No, yuck. I'm an IT support technician. I don't like Chromebooks. They're basically dumb units.
You cannot do anything with Chromebook.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I know, they're completely worthless. like unless it's for a school or something where you're enrolled in the organization, it's completely useless. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, now I'm getting the hang of it. So 300 for turn 1. Come on.
I thought you already practiced.
Yeah, I did practice, but I've forgotten the braking points. And I didn't practice. I was going to do a practice race on Thursday, but I didn't do it. And then I was going to do it on Friday, but I didn't do it. So the discipline hasn't been up to snuff, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It just happens sometimes. Also, the interest has been very minimal from the other two guys. Robert is not well, so he's not even racing today.
Yeah.
But yeah, and just doing laps around the empty track is pretty boring. And also it doesn't simulate how the race is actually going to be, because when you're 20 plus cars going around the wet track, there is going to be, even with heavy rain and flooded, there's going to be a line that is faster, where there's less rain, less water.
You've already experienced this, so
yeah, I'm not completely green. I'm not completely green. I'm just, so here I have to brake before the 200 to be able to make the corner and go. First gear is very important. You can't stay in second gear, because then you're just gonna skid off. So and here
you like fully depressing your brake. You already have ABS, no?
Yeah, I have ABS on 10, just otherwise it's locking like crazy.
Yeah, but so then why not just depress the brake entirely fully?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Or is it just the... Yeah, never mind.
Yellow flag is sector 1. Yellow flag ahead.
Okay, I'm second. Oh, I missed the braking point again. Fuck's sake, dude. I need to learn to look at the fucking braking boards.
Well, you were talking to me, so.
Oh my god. I was yeah. Because in the dry, you can push it to like 180, 150 meters, right? You can brake later than 200 meter board.
And you can trail brake way more aggressively.
Yeah, you can attack the corner. In this condition, you cannot. You have to brake at or before the 300 meter board, or you're not gonna make the fucking corner. So I'm just gonna. Oh, yeah. That turn.
I've never raced in rain before. Like
I have raced in rain before. It not a flooded track. Okay, it's like your fine grip, and then that little grip that you found is immediately gone, and you're just a passenger. Like you really, you really have to experience it. It's I do love that ACC does have this though, because some simulators just don't have weather simulation at all. But I wonder if actual racing would commence if this was real life, like flooded, like thunderstorms all around.
Like I feel like the race is just gonna get shut down. If it's
I feel like for safety reasons they would just red flag the session, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But I feel like there's something wrong with your dead zone thing for your throttle. Do you release your throttle when you're braking?
Yes.
Well, sometimes it shows that you have like 5% throttle.
Yeah, because I do.
Oh, okay.
I'm applying a little bit of throttle to keep the rear end happy. It's also a thing that I picked up from driving the Porsche. So it's a bad habit in some cars.
It's not really bad though. It's pretty good.
Well, it's decent in the wet, but in some cars it's a really bad habit. But yeah, it's something that I picked up from driving the Porsche. So I always apply a little bit of throttle during cornering and braking to keep the rear a little bit stable.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm never completely off, I guess, or only sometimes completely off. Yeah, I'm getting better at this. And I'm also not completely green. I already, as you may have noticed, I already dialed in the ABS and the TC needed for this, so I don't have to do that, which is nice. So I can just practice my braking points. Good line there. Over a second faster than my previous time. Yeah, I need to utilize first gear much more in this weather. Yes, there we go. And then here I want a late apex. A little bit later than that if I can, but that was decent.
Have you ever gotten a coaching session with a coach?
No.
You should try it.
I'm self-taught basically. I've picked up a few things from other people, but mostly I'm self-taught.
It's the one that I learned from the one-to-one coaching session from CDA. It was it was from VRS. It was amazing. I learned a lot of things. Like it's priceless.
Oh my god.
So,
I just kept going in that one direction. Oh my god.
Yeah.
you learn anything useful that you can relay to me that relates to wet weather driving?
No.
No?
Not wet. Not wet weather. It was for iRacing. So.
Okay. Okay, fair enough.
The Port Cup specifically.
Oh, by the way, do you remember? You probably remember John Vauder Racing. Do you remember him?
What's his name again?
John Vauder. He's from Indiana, U.S. Not very keen
not really.
on. Not very keen on globalism. Not very keen on traveling. He's just happy where he is in Indiana. I mean, he's an awesome dude. He's very nice, but he's very the opposite of what I am. I love to travel. I love to see other places because it just increases my appreciation for my home, right? But he's the complete opposite. He does not want to travel at all. John Vauder Racing. I think maybe he left before you joined. But he was in Grey Wolf Racing League. Remember that before ARC and all that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he ditched ACC in February this year for iRacing and said, "Oh, I'm never coming back to ACC." Blah blah blah.
Why?
And now he's back.
Yeah.
I'm like, I told you so, man. I told you you'd be back.
I'll probably be back too. So.
I mean, well, why do you have to choose? I can understand if you want to do iRacing and ACC.
Yeah, I can do both. This is not a big deal.
Like you don't have to choose. Like
I can just change the way I drive.
You sort of have to choose in a way, but if you're just aware of. Yeah, so I'm way off.
It's a Porsche though.
Yeah, I hope he skids off. Yeah, I had a bit of a cough.
Yeah, I saw that on the stream.
I muted myself for your ears.
It's fine. Shouldn't you grab some water?
Got Coke.
Okay. Isn't that gonna make it worse? Since it's sugar. It's. Yeah, what's the word?
It at least is helping for the moment, so. Right, we have a few minutes, and then it's time for quali. We'll see how the weather changes, but for now we're gonna go down 2 clicks, 1, 2, and 1 click at the rear, and 1 click there, and that is perfect.
Oh, race engine. Oh, that looks useful.
Yes, very useful.
I should try that. Wait, where is it?
If you go to tools,
I found it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I only use it for getting the average PSI rather than the hot PSI that the game gives you. The average PSI is more interesting to me because hot PSI only shows you the hottest point, right? Yeah. Whereas average shows you average over a period of time, which is, yeah. So you can, it's not, see, it's taking the fluctuations into account, you know. So I prefer this one over what the game gives you. Also, You can use it for fuel. You can use it for making sure your brake temps are on point. You can use it to correct understeer, oversteer, for setups, what to change. So, you know the Ares drives Discord bot, the setup bot that's built into this thing here. So.
Okay.
So yeah, let's adjust this. So 1921. Save. Let's watch our teammate here. Oh, he didn't finish his lap. Okay. We have the boat here. The boat is also skidding off.
Oh yeah, wait. For the chicane. The first turn.
Yeah.
In RC, you can just cut the whole thing. Can you do that in ACC too?
Yeah, you can, but not in the wet. I wouldn't say that that's a wise thing to do in the wet. Generally, you want to stay off the curbs in the wet.
Oh, it's not that bad. Don't worry. Probably, I don't know. Oh, I think the condition changed maybe. That's how they're going like 1 second difference.
I don't know. They're improving. Yeah, I'm dead in the water if this is the pace that I have to keep up with. Like I'm 3 seconds off the pace at this point. We'll see. We'll see when the qualifying starts. I had 70 liters in the tank, remember? So.
Well, that's not gonna make up a few seconds.
No, but
yeah,
it can make up a bit of time.
A little, yeah, a bit. But we'll see quality.
Yeah. I think the temperature will drop because this is 4 p.m. in the afternoon, and then the qualifying is set to 6 p.m. I believe. So the temperature is gonna drop. So we'll see. You want to see my gorgeous livery? You've probably already seen it.
I think yeah, I've seen it in the screenshots. Oh, you cannot even spectate it. F5?
No, it's F7, but it doesn't want to do it for me. And there we go. Look at this beauty.
Man, there's a huge delay. Oh, there you go.
That is.
I like the color.
That is a fucking beauty right there. Love it. It's simple. It's got some actual sponsors on it that we've had okay from to use their logos. Not every team can say that. People just grab logos off the internet. So I'm proud that we can say that that we actually got it approved. We have another couple seconds here. Just gonna check. What you could do for me is you could watch the official stream, the broadcast, and let me know if there's any details that I should know about.
Where is it?
So it's on. I'm gonna link it to you. It's on Twitch. You can be sort of my race engineer type thing. Let's. I'm gonna find you. There you are. There. That's the official stream.
I'll go brush my teeth real quick. I'll be right back.
Alright.
Beginning of the race, Chris Rise is currently your points leader that you're seeing there. In our first place with 100 points. Behind him we got DeMarchi, another American, there with 87 points. So we'll see if DeMarchi is able to dethrone Rise. But we've also got Bergeron up there as well, both riding DeMarchi and Bergeron in the 720S GT3 Special. There with 82 points. What's up, Team Limitless? Welcome, welcome, welcome to the stream. Fourth place, we've got Bonus Charles, another American driver there in the Audi R8 with 68 points. Sylvian Mikinet.
Well done, mate. Crossing fast and slow. Slow car ahead. Yellow flag ahead. Watch out.
Comes up turn 8. Down the straightaway into turn 9. Gotta be a little bit careful there. There we go. I can hear those tires just a spinning in the rain. Looks like Justin T also bringing in an amazing performance there from Justin T. He's got himself a 2:12.6.27. Justin T, great American driver on our Americas on Thursdays. We'll have to see if it holds up though here at the European Championship. 10 minutes to go in this qualifying, guys. We've got a few different people who have got a qualifying lap in. We're gonna have to see here if Nightshade, Gandhi, Snooze, Moore, Stormdahl, and Charles are going to be able to make it back in. Still waiting to hear back from race control. It looks like Rise is attempting to get back in. From what I'm hearing, could be an internet issue. Let's hope that it's not.
No, that explains anything, but...
Flashing?
Four-team Audi today, because at the end of the day, it would be a shame not to see him in this race up against everyone else. 9.5 minutes to go in qualifying. Now will be a good time to go through some of our sponsors that you guys see up at the top. I'll go through a couple right now. Won't bore you guys too much, but I will cover a little bit more later. So the first one I want to talk about is ACC TV, as we watch Justin T coming out of the pits there for you guys. So ACC TV is the broadcasting app that we use here at Odyssey Racing League. You may not necessarily see it on the front page. You get a lot of info on what happens with the track though, and the UI that you've seen on some of our past broadcasts. they look really nice. So they give me a ton of other info as well that you don't necessarily see on the stream that I leverage. So if you do plan on doing like your own ACC broadcast yourself, please ping Mr. Pig 100 overall, and he can get you a 14-day trial to the to ACC TV. It's good stuff. The other sponsor that we have that we're going to be talking about today is our merch. So if you don't know about our merch store, like our lovely, you know, you can get yourself a hat, yourself a t-shirt, things like that. This is the best way that we're actually able to fund our giveaways, trophies, and servers. So please check us out overall. And it looks like, based on what we're seeing now, and yes, thank you very much, Team Limitless, it looks like Chris Rise is going to be able to join us today for the race. Bit of a scare there for Rise. He's going to have to pick up a bit of pace here if he wants to get himself in for a qualifying session. The third sponsor that we're going to cover today is our esports furniture. As we saw on lovely Mickey Nette's livery, you can get anything from a mouse to a keyboard, to a chair, to a whole desk. Esports furniture has everything you need for your gaming needs and your gaming setup. So please use Odyssey Racing League as the code for 10% off at checkout, or I'm going to put that in the chat for you guys. Check out at Esports Furniture. Check it out there for sure. So yeah. Again, thank you. Big shout out to our sponsors. Big shout out to you guys who are also tuning in the stream right now. Really appreciate you guys being here. We've got 6.5 minutes to go in qualifying. Justin T still leading the way. We got DeMarchi in second. Gandhi also jumping up the ranks there as well. Big lap there from Gandhi to 2:13.797 from Garage. And you'll love to see it, right? The people who just come into racing and they're like, oh, like I'm not really sure I want to race because I might not be doing so well. You know what? Always race. Always finish your race, even if it's for, you know, your own benefit. Hold your head high. Gandhi's in the top 10 right now. But with the win, because DeRosso and Suto aren't able to make it, any sort of podium finish or higher for Gandhi is going to jump him right up the ranks. He's going to go from 10th to like 5th, right? And that's the kind of thing in this league is like you're never really out of it because there doesn't always seem to be one major winner in this league. Right? Our admins do an amazing job at keeping people in similar skill levels together. So come join us, come hang out with us, come drive with us, get in here on EU so we can have larger grids. And it's all in good fun and it's extremely competitive at the same time. So definitely check that out. Let's jump back over here to let's jump over to Rise real quick as well. His last lap was a 3:51, which is obviously not ideal for Rise. Rise on his way out right now. He's still holding on that 9th spot because he doesn't have himself qualifying as well as Nightshade, Snooze, and Moore as they come up to the chicane. Down and around turn 7, going down on the inside. And Marchie's going to have to get out of the way there to make sure that doesn't cause any issues there from Rise. This is the uphill turn 8 that I was telling you guys about for Rise. Got to be careful going up on the inside. Got to make sure that he gets a little bit of grip. Here's enough speed going up. Again, sometimes you can drop down to second because it is an uphill, so you want to carry a bit of speed. You've got to be careful overall. Goes up on the inside there. Comes up into turn 10. And into turn 11. there for Rise and see where he ends up at his race on his lap. And Rise jumping up there in a 4th place, got himself a 2:13.542. But you can see there in the top 5, they're all within 1 second of each other. Cody Moore also with a good performance and a great lap. That drops Bergeron down to 6th place, Mickey Nette down to 7th. Still waiting on Nightshade and Snooze. I think Nightshade is in the wall and looks like Snooze is back to the pits. Nightshade off into the corner there, going up into turn 3, up that uphill. Gotta be careful. Because Nightshade and Snooze may not be able to get their laps in. Overall, 2.5 minutes to go in qualifying, guys. Those of you just tuning in, welcome. This is our EU GT3 Spin Series at Odyssey Racing League, Round 5, Watkins Glen. I'm your host, Styx. Check us out on Discord. If you have not joined us on Discord, please check us out on Discord. We would love to have you. If you haven't been racing with us, please join us. We got an amazing next season coming up. There's a large interest in our league for next season, so the grids should be a lot more packed for both the Americas and the European series. If you're into F1, please check out the guys who are covering F1 throughout the rest of the week. It's very entertaining stuff for those guys. Big shout out to those commentators. Love you guys. We do lots of good work there in F1. I'm not an F1 guy. I mean, like, I'd like to watch a little bit of F1. I'm not as nearly as familiar with it as I would be in GT3 or GT4 series for that matter. There's a lot of crazy stuff behind it. I love seeing the teams at F1. I love the engineering that goes behind it. I think there's some cool engineering going on with GT3 and GT World Challenge. Those F1 guys, man, there's like so many technical details just to get an extra 10th or 100th type thing, because that's how crazy it can be. One minute to go in qualifying. Justin T still leading the way. We got Cody Moore in 2nd now. Samuel Gandhi up in 3rd. Chris Rise, after having a tough entrance, jumping up to 4th place. We got DeMarchi now up in 5th, out on the hot lap. Marcus Berggren on a hot lap as well, coming down the straightaway, carrying an extra 2nd of speed. Where's that going to put him? That jumps Berggren up to 2nd place. A beautiful lap there from Berggren, holding on in that 2nd spot now, up and behind. Oh, up and behind Justin T. Berggren. That's what's up, dude. Mickey Nette back in the pits. 10 seconds to go in qualifying. Bonus Charles is out there. Nightshade is out there. And it looks like Nightshade and Snooze are going to be unable to close it off. Absolutely close and critical there. Big move there from Berggren at the end. Justin T is your qualifying leader today. Unbelievable stuff. Let's take a quick look there. We got Justin T. Obviously, he's got the
P2.
The fastest, so he was fastest in
P2.
3rd section. We got Berggren there in the 1st section with the fastest, and Cody Moore with the fastest 2nd section. All of them not too far off. There's now 7 guys within 1 second of each other in the rain here at Watkins Glen. It's going to be a crazy time. And Rise jumps himself up into 3rd place. Right at the end there. 6 tenths off from 1st place. A couple big with Rise and Berggren. We knew that it was going to be competitive today, guys. We knew that it would be a little bit nuts, but I didn't realize it would be this close. And as Limitless says in the chat, it's going to be crazy. This race is going to be at nighttime. And the spray of the water, it's going to be storming. No visibility. Like if you're behind, you almost hope that you see like another car in front of you, because if you see a car in front of you, it means that you're not in the wall, or that, like there's got to be some road somewhere near you. So I'm expecting this to be absolutely crazy. Some big stuff overall. Welcome everybody in the chat. We are just finishing up our qualifying here for our GT3 Sprint Series. I want to thank you guys for joining us today. We got some good lucks here in the chat. I'm your host, Stixon Jones. You can check us out on Discord, Odyssey Racing League. I'll be your host today, casting round 5 here at Watkins Glen. I'm expecting things to be quite awesome. Nete, Charles, Stormdoll, Nightshade, and Snooze. Good old Watkins Glen. As you can see there, we typically have a 30-minute free practice, a 20-minute qualifying, and a 45-minute race that you guys can expect today. Looks like it's going to be a flooded track. Temperatures around 18 degrees. And it's going to be happening at nighttime. So these drivers are going to be in for quite the challenge overall today. Chris Rise leading the way in our standings. DeMarchi right behind him. We got Berggren up there as well. Moore looking to improve his performance. Gandhi, the dark horse. I'm going to start calling him the dark horse. Middle of the pack right now, but has an opportunity to make a statement with a high performance today. Bonus Charles also competing for a top
Rob
spot
up
up there with Berggren and
Hey Rob.
DeMarchi.
I qualified P2, man.
Mickey Nete. We know Mickey Nete has what it takes.
I was 3 seconds off at the beginning of the
First place
quali.
finishes the past 2
and
races here.
all of a sudden,
in our EU
I'm
championship.
2/10 off
Can
the
he
pace.
pull out
So we'll see how
third
this
one
goes.
today?
Why we have some wet conditions.
You guys will just have to wait and see.
Watch your braking distance.
until
Rob
we find out.
_NL. GG.
Yeah,
And
only
Nice
12 people.
12
time. Here we
Only 12 people showed up. So, right, 45 minutes. I'm doing 2:12 at the best. 2.8 liters a lap. 65 liters is safe. Okay, let's do 70 liters. 70 is what I calculated with. Alright. And then we're gonna do so yeah.
Rob_NL. Best of luck.
Yeah, I'm gonna need it. I'm gonna fucking need it.
Behind him, he's got Bonus Charles,
30 seconds.
Mickey Nete, Snooze.
Alright, here we go.
25 seconds ago until formation lap here at Odyssey Racing League. The vehicles turning on. The window wipers engaged. Exciting stuff.
Stay single file.
As Justin T leads the group during the formation lap. Justin T in this flooded, exciting track. Trying to get a little bit of temperature in those tires. Up into turn one. Turn one with a bit of a dip. You can expect some people to go a little bit wide with the weather conditions that we're seeing today. Marcus Bergeron right up behind him. After an amazing qualifying right at the end there, Marcus Bergeron drummed himself up 5 to 6 positions to all get into that second spot. So a great move by him. Chris Rise as they come around turn 3 down the straightaway at Watkins. The rain was not too heavy earlier. It's heavy now. It's even heavier that you have the spray of the car right in your face. Cody Moore. A good performance last week on Thursdays. Can his BMW hold on for dear life during the race today? Fabian Russo trying to get a few more positions today overall. We got Gandhi also middle of the pack, the dark horse. As they come down turn 6. Very high speed. You can see the visibilities that these guys have to deal with today. It is not going to be fun. And Marchi. Incredible performance by him on Thursday. Can he keep up with the rest of the pack and stay consistent? We've seen a lot of improvement from DeMarchi overall, so I'm expecting big things from him today. Mickey Nete, as we've been saying all race, all qualifying, this man is on a mission to climb them standings. Starting back in 8th, we can expect that to change. Bonus Charles up in his Audi. Alexander Stormdahl looking to make a bit more of a splash today as well. It looks like we also have lost another driver today, unfortunately.
Stay double file.
And Snooze near the back with the Bentley. Justin T leading the way as the drivers begin to set up in their 2x2. Justin T leading the way with Marcus Berggren. They begin to line up as they come around turn 10. Into turn 11. You know, from up here in the helicopter, the weather doesn't look that bad, but we've seen the kind of stuff these guys are dealing with at the beginning there. We got Justin T leading the way with Marcus Berggren up in second place. Chris Rise, Cody Moore finishing off that second row right behind him. Are we going to see any accidents at the first little bit of this race? We're going to have to find out overall as they come up to the start of the finish, or the start of the finish line. As they come, it's green light here at EU GT3. We've got Justin T still leading the way. We got Cody Moore at the back, climbing up his way, losing a bit of a position. Ganny right up behind him as well. They're coming up into turn 1. Marcus Berggren goes a lot wide and is unable to hold on there. That drops him down a few positions. DeMarchi in there as well. Sylvie Micinete trying to climb up his position. Let's go over to Russo. Russo chasing after Moore as they come up turn 3 up that hill. Stormdahl at the back there as well. Rise picked up a few different positions. It looks like Russo still holding on. Rise losing that position there. 2 more. Moore holding on that spot as they come up into the S there. Russo up on the inside. Inside on Rise. Takes over that position. Rise has to respect it, give him a bit of space. Moore leading a bit of the way there. Micinete trying to climb up in that position as they come around that chicane. Trying to carry a little bit more speed to getting for more positions, but this rain is not being nice to anybody. Stormdahl now up in 5th position, being hunted down there by Gandy. Gandy trying to get a few more positions as they come into turn 6. Down the hill. Up and around. Stormdahl, got to be careful. Got to make sure to hold on to that car. It's all about consistency, like I was saying, guys, at the beginning. As they come up into turn 7, they climb this hill. This is the one that they have to make sure they don't drop it too fast, too low, because they're going... It can cost them a lot of different speed coming up that hill. We got Gandhi going up right now, up on the inside there of Stormdahl. What's he going to do? Stormdahl is going to hold on to that position and go. Yep, that is a respectful thing to do there from Gandhi. Got to be careful. Got to make sure that he doesn't hit him. It's very hard to stop in this rain. Snooze now, climbing up into a position as he comes up into turn 10. It looks like DeMarchi went a little bit wide there, up on the outside, tries to cut up, hits the wall. Gandhi and Micinete, so that was Gandhi who hit the wall, who went a little bit wide there in turn 9. Looks like he made his way out there. Russo now passing up on Rise. Rise up on the inside into turn 11 as they come to the straightaway. We got our first lap down. There's been a few different passes up around, a couple different shifts in movement, but no major accidents. We knew that things were going to be a little bit slippery and a little bit slidey. Justin T leading the way. Russo going wide on the outside into turn 1. That gives Rise the opportunity to take that 3rd position. Rise now up into 3rd, holding on to that spot. Wants to keep his position if he has a chance to hold on to this lead. Micinete coming up in turn 3. As you can see there at the top of the screen in the BMW, Micinete trying to gain a few more positions here. Marcus Berggren holding on. They're coming up into the S. There's a bit of a gap now, which is extremely exciting. It gives everybody the opportunity. I mean, you got to give a bit of space there. It looks like Snooze, unfortunately, must have hit a wall at the back coming up turn 3 and then the straightaway, and it's left him a little bit out of commission here at the back. DeMarchi, after finishing up in the top couple. Oh, Justin T almost going a little bit wide there, and it gives Cody Moore the opportunity to go up on the outside. Up turn 5. Coming down the hill into turn 6. Got to be careful. Micinete. Looks like Micinete also spun out. Let's go see if we can find out what happened with him. And yeah, he did a giant 180 there. Must have slid and spun out overall. That's really rough for Micinete after the performance that he's had so far. Let's jump back here to Stormdahl, who's being hunted down right now. Sorry, Berggren, who's being hunted down right now by Stormdahl for that 5th position. Trying to hold on to it overall. Got to be careful driving in the rain. Justin T still leading the way. Rise now in 3rd. Cody Moore still holding on to that 2nd spot. I mean, Russo now up into 4th position. Marcus Berggren trying to gain a few more positions from where he was earlier. Let's see if he can pick up the pace a little bit to hold on. Stormdahl chasing after him. Behind him, we got Gandhi. You can see there at the top, Gandhi trying to get, as everybody goes a little bit wide there on turn 10. They're coming up into turn 11. I mean, turn 10 is pretty common up here in Watkins Glen to go like that, but you got to be careful here in the rain. You got to think that the rain has something to do with it. Let's jump out here to Gandhi. The visibility on these guys is absolute garbage as they come down into turn 1. Right now, Chris Rise has got the fastest lap at 2:12.730. Gandhi down turn 1. Trying to gain a bit more speed there to catch up to Berger. Let's jump back here to Demarchi. Demarchi in 9th after having a strong performance during the qualifying session has fallen to the back. Looks like Mikinete is also spun out again and he's in the pits. Let's take a quick look to see what happened. Again, another spin there from Mikinete as he went into turn 1. That's going to be tough for Mikinete. We're going to have to check in on him a little bit later to see what's going on. For someone who's had a pretty strong performance overall, you hate to see it for a guy like Mikinete. And it looks like Mikinete is unable to finish the race. Now to check in with race control to see what had happened. Looks like Samuel Gandhi is out there in the middle of the track right now, causing a little bit of ruckus for everybody else. And he hit the inside there after the S's, coming around turn 8, right in the middle of the road, and almost causes an accident. That's unfortunate there for Gandhi. Chris Rise starting to settle things in a little bit more. Rise holding on to that second position. Sorry, that third spot. Just up behind Moore. Moore holding on to that second spot. Marcus Berger now gaining a bit more time there on Russo. As you can see, Berger just punching it. This top 6 group is tight all around. Justin T starting to pull a bit more of a lead overall in the race, which is going to give him an opportunity to hold on because the rain is not nice. But anything can happen here, guys. We've seen things happen on the Americas where people had like a significant lead or a big gap, but overall they were able to hold on. Justin T now, after settling, after just saying that, pulls in a 2:10.275, has the fastest lap overall. Was a bit wide there in the turn 1. Good for Justin. Big performance by him. Demarchi now climbing up the ranks from 9th up to 8th, going after Bonus Charles. We know he's been improving quite a bit. The consistency is there. Coming down turn 1, a bit of a slip and slide there. Got to carry a bit more speed if he's going to catch up to Charles. Russo still being hunted down here by Berger. Berger letting him know that I'm not going anywhere. I had quite the lap the last time. He actually has a slightly faster lap last round with a 2:12 versus the 2:13 there from Russo. So he does have the pace overall. Let's see if he's able to hold on as it goes in through the chicane. Berger coming up and around the chicane into turn 5. The long turn there. Holds on, goes a bit out the inside. Trying to catch up here to Russo. Russo holding on there for dear life. A little bit more. It's good there for Russo as Berger goes up on the inside. Got to be careful. Got to make sure that he doesn't slip. Trying to gain up on that speed. Again, consistency is here and being patient. Identifying when to pass is more important than passing. It looks like Russo goes up on the outside there. Russo going wide. That gave Berger the opportunity to climb up there into 4th place. And Stormdahl also takes over that position there as well. That's unfortunate there for Russo. We were telling you, man. I was telling you guys, anything can happen here. And all it takes is one little mistake like that in the rain for thing to happen. Gandhi looks like he's also been a victim of another situation. And he runs into the wall there at the back. That's going to cost him a lot of time. He was trying to make up some time there overall. Justin T still holding on to 1st place as it comes into turn 11 down the straightaway. He still has Cody Moore riding up behind him. Lots of bouncing around here, guys. DeRosso, sorry, man. Good to see you. Good to hear from you. Too bad you can't make it today. We'll have to check you next week or on Thursday whenever you get back in. So right now we got Justin T leading the way with Moore. We got Rise. We got Berggren climbing up a few spots now after starting pretty high. We got Stormdahl We got Russo, Bonus Charles, DeMarchi, Snooze, and Gandhi. Great performances overall. Let's jump back here to Berggren as they come up into turn 2 and turn 3. Down the back straightaway here at Watkins Glen. Marcus Berggren holding on to 4th place right now, trying to gain a bit more time. Let's jump over here to Justin T, and it looks like there's now a race here for the top position there. You can see Rise back there with Cody Moore. Rise trying to pick up a few more time here as they climb down this downhill in turn 5. Rise in 3rd, going after Cody Moore. Justin T goes a little bit wide there, and it gives Cody Moore the opportunity to go up on the inside of Justin T. Justin T going up on the outside. Let's jump on the heli. Watch the side by side here. We see Cody Moore takes over first position. Justin T now holding on to that 2nd spot. Moore overtaking that position. It looks like Justin T must have caught a bit of an edge there. That gives Rise, and Moore the opportunity to climb a few spots. Cody Moore now leading the way, holding on to that 1st spot. Big moves there by Moore. We're going to have to pay attention to see what happens there in the top 3. You got Berggren here in 4th, still being hunted down by Stormdahl. But Stormdahl also being chased down by Russo. These top 6 guys are going to be the ones to show overall. We're going to have to see what happens as we're only 10 minutes into this race, so more things are going to happen. I guarantee it overall. Alexander Stormdahl in 5th here, trying to hunt down Berggren. You can see there's not a large gap between Berggren there and Russo. Moore still leading the way. Now it's Justin T following up behind him, and you can see her there at the back. Bit of a slip and slide there from Justin T. I'm just going to call him T. We've also got Rise there in the back end, trying to catch up. Justin T there up on 2nd place, right up behind Moore as they come down into turn 1. Turn 1 can cause a lot of issues if you try to go a little bit wide, but Justin T is not going anywhere. They climb up the hill here into turn 2, up into turn 3. We've got a Moore, T, and Rise thing overall. Look at the back. It looks like Bonus Charles had slipped out. Coming into turn 1. Let's take a quick look and see what happened here. Yeah, tried to go to turn around and caught the spin there. Almost causes a bit of an accident there on DeMarchi. But DeMarchi overtakes that position at the back. Let's jump back here with Moore. Moore still holding on to 1st place. Justin T now back in 2nd after that last lap. Unable to hold on to that 1st, but he's not going anywhere anytime soon. Rise looks like he's struggling a little bit to keep up pace here with Justin T. Can he pick up the pace? Our leader right now in our EU GT3 championship is not able to find that consistency that he had a little bit earlier on. Marcus Berggren still holding on to that 4th position, gaining on Chris Rise. Has himself a 2:11.9. Rise also has a 2:11.3 overall. Justin T still holding on to his fastest lap of the 2:10, 2:75. Alexander Stormdahl back here in 5th, losing a bit of time as well there from Berggren. So there is now a bit more of a gap between everybody overall. Let's jump up here to Justin T. Justin T trying to gain a bit more spot here on Cody Moore. Cody Moore, this battle for 1st place is going to continue onward as Justin T now up and around turn 10 into turn 11. Trying to go a little bit wide on the inside. Now trying to go up on the inside on turn 11. Moore holding on. The rain is just so unforgiving for these guys. Into turn 10. Justin T holding on. Has to back off a little bit. Got to be very careful in the rain here. And it looks like Justin T is going in for a pit strategy pretty early. That gives Cody Moore the opportunity now to climb a little bit more. And Chris Rise is going to hold on at 2nd place. So that's Justin T in the pits. It's the first one to hit the pits. It's out of Gandhi, who was there for damage. And we're going to have to see how that plays out overall. Bonus Charles also heading to the pits right now, as we're seeing. And DeMarchi. So we got a couple pits going on early. Still 30 minutes to go in the race. We'll have to see how this plays out for everybody here. It looks like Justin T is still going to be there. So that leaves Moore up in 1st as he comes down the chicane. Sorry, the S's. You can see there at the bottom, Chris Rise trying to gain a bit more time on Moore. Can he do so to gain a bit more in the standings overall? Chris Rise Coming around turn 5. And down the hill into turn 6. The Audi, you got to be super careful with these MR cars because their ass can just kick out and cause all sorts of problems for these drivers. Marcus Bergen right now. Our fastest lap, pulling in a 2:09.065. Strong lap by him. Overall. Coming around turn 7. Up into turn 8. Sorry, turn 9. Closing a little bit of a gap there on Rise. As we see him go up on the inside of turn 9. You can see Rise straight up ahead of them there. So he's not completely out of it. Marcus Bergen trying his hardest to push the car to the limit in the rain for what it's going to let him overall. Justin T now. Looks like he took a bit of a spin there. Oh man, what happened with Justin T? Oh, look at that Porsche. Just take a big slide down the hill over there. It's like he was skiing. Coming around that turn 5, or turn 6, sorry. That's rough for Justin T as he came out of the pits, was trying to get his lap in. It's going to cost him to catch up there to Moore and Rise, but it's really going to depend on the race strategy of Rise and Moore. Overall, Moore still leading the way. Electing not to pit this lap. Rise also not pitting. The top 4 to 5 guys haven't pitched just yet. Sorry, the top 6 guys haven't pitted yet. So we're going to have to see what happens here with Justin T. He's about 30 seconds back of the average driver up there at the top. Chris Rise coming down, up turn 3, down the straightaway here at Watkins Glen. What a beautiful fast track. Again, in the rain, it causes all sorts of issues. You can see that he's picking up a bit more time and space there on Moore, showing why he's super competitive. DeMarchi looks like he also took a big spin out there in turn 5, coming down that hill. There's so many of these guys that have spun out. Overall, it looks like he hit the wall. It's tough for DeMarchi after I was telling everybody how well he was doing on Thursdays. Seems to be struggling here a bit. Does have his pit in, so it's going to give him an opportunity to catch up to everybody else when everybody else pits, but you hate to see it there from DeMarchi. Shabaric over here to Justin T. Justin T on still a 210. Not too far off there from Bonus Charles. Bonus Charles back here in 8th. Trying to climb up the ranks as much as he can. Still holding on to the top 5, top 6 spot right now in the EU. Bonus Charles has
I had the fastest lap of the race, bro.
I mean, Russo has now been out as well, spinning out. That's coming up around turn 7. Trying to climb up the hill, and that's what I was telling you guys. Trying to climb up that hill. If you even catch a little bit of tire,
if I get a P3
and you slip, you just slip up on the outside.
Then I'm very, very happy because this is all about survival.
Like
Anything can happen. I started P2,
so
dropped down to
Russo
like
P7,
worked my way back up to P3.
Step back here to Moore. Moore's still leading the way. It still hasn't pit yet. They come in at turn number 11. Down the straightaway. They elect not to pit. Snooze. Another victim of Watkins Glen in the rain. Spins out there up turn 8. Trying to go up on the outside. Hits the wall. It's unfortunate there for Snooze. As he spins and hits the wall around that turn. He's going to drop a few positions. Give Justin T the opportunity to climb back up. Stormdahl now up in 4th place. Trying to gain a bit more momentum. Coming down the straightaway here. Up into turn 1. Got to be careful in the rain. Goes up on the inside. Great driving there for Stormdahl. Let's see if he can hold on to that consistency overall. Russo. Now in the pits. Definitely needed it, especially after some of that damage. Looks like Snooze is also going to be in the pits overall. So good for those guys.
Problem is, I put the stream on too high volume.
It is going to give Justin T the opportunity to climb up
so
as he comes down the straightaway.
I can
now.
barely hear my own car.
Takes over those 2 positions. That's going to put him into 5th spot overall. Has quite a bit of time to make up. So we're going to have to see what happens as the rest of this race goes on. Cody Moore still holding on to first, but now Rise only 1.5 seconds back of him. Barely, sorry, 0.9 seconds back. Not even a second back. Up in turn 7 as they try to climb that spot. Moore holding on to number 1, doing a 2:09.947. Rise with a 2:09.337 on his last lap. They're coming up into turn 8. Turn 8, Rise going up on the inside of turn 8. trying to catch up to Moore. Still 15 minutes to go in the pit window. We're going to have to see if either one of these guys elect to pit to see if it gives Justin T the opportunity to climb up. It's going to make for a very interesting race at the end of it when both of these guys go, because Berggren is also back here trying to catch up to Rise. And these four guys, Stormdahl, Berggren, Rise, and Moore, have not pit just yet. Moore not electing to pit this time, neither with Rise. Both of these guys go inside down the straightaway here. In to turn one. Rise breaking a little bit later there. Good to see from Rise. Rise holding on to that second spot, the race leader in our EU GT3. Moore trying to climb up the podium, get a few more points. And it looks like both these guys are going to be running into a little bit of traffic. That looks like Gandhi and Russo there at the back. That might be Russo that we're seeing here in front. Moore has to be a little bit careful. Got to make sure that nothing happens there from Russo. As Russo now being with Rise, and Russo elects to go on the outside. That's a smart move there from him. Gives Rise the opportunity to stay consistent up there with Moore. Yeah, Russo looks like he spun out there on the S's after trying to be a little bit patient for him, trying to show that respect. It's going to cause him a bit of time there. Marchi trying to pick up his way since the beginning of the race. You know he's got some consistency. Let's see if he can pick up a few more spots overall. We're going to pay attention here to the top 3 to top 4 guys, because now that Berggren has gone in for his pits, that's a huge thing from Berggren there. He's only about 25 seconds, or sorry, about 60 seconds back of Alexander Stormdahl. And Stormdahl hasn't pitched just yet, so we're going to have to see the strategy there from Stormdahl overall. Justin T trying to gain a few more points overall. And who is this? Stormdahl has made it. Looks like he slipped out a little bit there at the side. Look at the side there. The big spin. It hits the wall there for Stormdahl. That's going to give Berggren the opportunity to climb up, and all that extra time and space that he had overall had gained from Stormdahl. It looks like he's still in the wall, having issues getting around. Look at the damage there on him, and that is unfortunate for Stormdahl, as he's going to have to hit the pits right from over there. He's struggling to climb back up. Oh, man, Berggren climbing up past Stormdahl after that massive crash. Causes Stormdahl to slip out and drop down from 3rd into 4th position. This is the victim of the rain at Watkins Glen. These are the kinds of things that you can expect. Rise now back about 3 seconds of Moore. Looks like he lost a bit of time there on Moore, losing some of that consistency that he had from the first few laps. 25 minutes into this race, guys, at Watkins Glen. This is our EU GT3 Championship. Man screaming in the mic is Sticks and Jones. I'm your host today, guys. If you haven't joined us, join us on Discord. Check us out on Sundays here for our EU Championship, and Thursdays overall. Don't forget to check us out and check our merch store out. We got our ORL merch. You can buy sweaters and stuff like that there. And it looks like there is a car there. It looks like the Marchi is now plugged away, trying to get out of the way overall. And Danny was also kind of in that mix, but DeMarchi, another slide overall in this race. It's going to cost him. He's got to pick up a bit more pace if he wants to compete in the standings. It's going to cost him quite a few points to fall back to where he was. He was in 2nd place overall. Berggren's going to have this opportunity if he continues to go really well. And Barnos Charles now holding up in that 4th spot is going to climb up a few positions on DeMarchi, and he slides around there with Bonus Charles. It makes me eat my words. Must have given him the commentator curse as he's coming down into turn 1 there and spins out overall. So these guys keep bouncing back and forth. You know, they're going to bounce back and forth up in the standings if I'm not careful. Moore still holding on to 1st place. Rise, Moore, and Stormdahl have elected not to pit. 11 minutes to go. They got to be careful because they don't want to lose the times there overall. Justin T in the pits. Alexander Stormdahl in the pits. It looks like both of them sustained some damage and are now in there. We know that Stormdahl sustained a lot of damage, as you can see there with the glass. It's a big spin out from Stormdahl, which caused him to lose a lot of different positions earlier on. We have to see what happened with Justin T as he pulls out and check in with race control to see exactly what went down. Can you guys? I hope you guys can still hear me overall, because my mic's been in and out. So now would be a great time to give a big shout out to you guys for tuning in and hanging in with me today. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys. So big shout out to you guys. Really appreciate you hanging out with me here on Sunday, spending your evening or afternoon, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're from. Chris Rise now gained a bit more time on me. He was about 3 seconds back. He's now up to a second and a half back going into the chicane here from... And Chris Rise takes a giant spin out there in second place as the S's overall. Let's jump back in here and see what happened. Come up in the S's. Looks like he caught a bit of an endurance, spins out full circle for Chris Rise. That's unfortunate for him. It's going to give Marcus Bergeron the opportunity to climb a few spots, and Rise still hasn't gained that track, and you can see those numbers there. Bergeron is hunting him down, right? Rise. Bergeron coming up, turn 3. Oh, man. Big unfortunate there for Rise overall after he had the opportunity to catch up to Moore, and he just spun out going up into that chicane. Can Bergeron climb up that few positions again? Because Rise and Moore have not pit, it's going to give Bergeron the opportunity to climb not only up the rankings in this race, but in the rankings in the standings. Bergeron now passing up against Russo. Russo being respectful, giving the opportunity to pass off of him into turn 5. Looks like Snooze, also another victim of turn 1. Again into turn 1 there for Snooze as he spins around full circle there in the Bentley. Full spin there for Snooze after being in 5th position. These guys are being beaten up on this track overall. You hate to see it, but this is the way of Watkins Glen. Cody Moore now going into the pits. Good to see him there. Got to make sure that he hold on to that. Looks like Rise coming up around turn 11. Is Rise going to pit? We have to take a look at his strategy here, or is he going to go for another lap? It looks like Rise is not going to pit now. Going down the straightaway, he's going to try to make up a lot of that extra time overall. So we see Moore going into the pits. Bergeron coming up in turn 11, trying to gain a few more positions as well. We're going to have to see what happens there as Moore goes into the pits and wants to come out. Him, Bergeron, Charles, and even Snooze sort of pick about a bit more pace overall. Rise going out of turn 1 into turn 2. Holding on to the first spot now. Moore coming out of the pits. We can see now, though, that Bergeron is coming up into turn 1. Let's see what happens here with Moore. Moore climbing out. Bergeron coming down. It looks like he spun out into turn 1. And that's unfortunate there for Bergeron because he had the opportunity to catch up, and look at him spin up to the side there. Good news for him is there was no damage overall, but that's going to cost him a lot of time in the rankings as he tries to climb up to catch Moore. Moore getting extremely lucky there, giving him the opportunity to gain a bit more time there on Bergeron with 17 minutes to go in this race. We got to expect Bergeron to pick up a bit more space and limit the amount of mistakes he makes if he wants to catch first. Rise now with plenty of gap overall up on Moore. Russo having a very tough time here into turn 1. Also a victim of his turn 1. Has to be careful. He's going to hit the wall. He's got to be careful because there is a driver coming up around them as they pass by there. That is Snooze going up. Still holding on to 5th spot for Snooze. So we got Rise in 1st, Moore in 2nd, Bergeron in 3rd, Charles in 4th, Snooze in 5th, Justin T trying to climb up in 6th, DeMarchi holding on to 7th, Stormdahl. And just as I talk about Snooze, it looks like he is into the wall. So let's take a quick look up there. He goes up into turn 3 and tries to climb and hits the wall there for Snooze. That is unfortunate for Snooze holding on to the 5th position. Justin T has gained a few seconds on him overall. Sneck, welcome, man. You just got your controller. Sadly, you didn't make it for the race. It's all good, man. We'll hopefully see you here next Sunday Still one more event to go. We would love to have you even join us on Thursdays for a race in Americas. Gandhi at the back also seemed to be struggling in the race after I must have given the commentator's curse because Gandhi, being the dark horse, was trying to climb up the rankings. Struggling to catch there as he was up into turn 10. Stormball out of turn 1, also having a bit of an issue. Let's jump on here real quick and watch the spin. Isn't able to make the turn. It goes wide and hits the wall. There for Stormdoll. Throw them into rhyme. I'm a poet, guys, and I didn't even know it. Chris Rise still in first. About a 14-second gap there up on Moore. Hasn't pit yet though, so we got to see here what happens with Rise's pit, because he's only got 5 minutes to do so and 15 minutes left in the race. For those of you who are joined in, welcome to the stream. We're Odyssey Racing League's GT3 Sprint Series EU Championship Round 5 here at Watkins Glen. It's been crazy. There's been a lot of rain, a lot of spins, lots of damage, big crashes overall. I'm your host, Dixon Jones. Come check us out here on Discord and join us here on Saturdays and Thursdays. Cody Moore in second, 13 seconds back of Rise, trying to hold on. We're going to have to see what happens here overall between Moore, Berggren, and Rise as soon as Rise decides to take his pit, which we should be expecting either this lap or the next, considering the 209s that he's pulling in on average. Bonus Charles still holding on to that 4th spot. Big for Bonus Charles if he can hold on to that. Justin T trying to make up a bit more space here overall as it comes down the straightaway. On Snooze. Got 12 seconds back of Snooze. As he comes down and around turn 1. Holding on overall. If Snooze makes a mistake, it's going to give a huge opportunity for Justin T to climb up the ranks, and that'll give him a big thing in the standings, because Justin T is not doing so hot in these standings overall, but we know he's very strong in the Americas, so we know that he's capable of bringing it home. Rise electing not to pit this time. Says, hey, by the way, there's a lot of space to go into turn 1. I'm going to try to gain a bit more room on this guy, but overall, Cody Moore is only 12 seconds back. You can see him coming down the straightaway here, up into turn 1 himself. Trying to catch up now to, it looks like Justin, that's not Justin T. Looks like maybe it's DeMarchi holding up there in the back. Alexander Stormbell, my apologies. Stormbell was at the back there in 8th position. There goes Moore up in his peripheral. Berggren still holding on that 4th position, going up into turn 3. Trying to catch up and make up that room there on Moore. Both of these guys have already pit, and we've seen Berggren lap by lap picking up the pace on Moore. Can Moore hold on to second with 12 minutes to go? We're going to have to find out. Cody Moore still holding on to first here. Losing a bit of time though on Moore. Only 12 seconds back as it comes around turn 6 and up into turn 7. Got to be careful. And you can see here overall, guys, with the, I don't know if I can show the track map, but the Rise has quite a little bit of space there on the Moore Berggren duo at the back in the 38 and 930. We're gonna have to see what happens for the rest of this race, guys. 11 minutes to go here in our GT3 race. Rise still leading the way, still has to pit with a minute 51. You have to assume the man's gonna pit this race or pit this round, otherwise it's gonna cost him first overall either way. But when we see Berggren and Moore come through, Moore may be able to hold on to this race overall. We're down to 8 drivers. It looks like, unfortunately, race control is going to have to get back to me about why there's only 8. We started off with 12. There's been some victims of the Watkins Glen race overall, as we expected. Chris Rise going into his pits. But that's going to give Cody Moore the opportunity to climb up the rankings here, up into turn 11. Moore coming down the straightaway. Berggren back behind him in 3rd place. 11 minutes to go. Takes over for Rise. Rise into the pits. Does he have the opportunity now to catch up? Berggren coming down the straightaway, holding on to that 2nd spot now, taking it over from Rise. Rise still hasn't stopped just yet in his pits. Know that his pit strategy is pretty quick, so we don't expect him to be in there for pretty long. Charles up in 4th position right now, trying to gain a bit more time as well. Can he slide up into 3rd spot before Rise gets out of his pit? Rise coming out of his pits now, but Charles coming down the straightaway now for turn 1. We're going to have to keep an eye on that. Berggren up, down the straightaway in the back straightaway, up into the S's here in Watkins Glen. This is where we saw so many accidents. Got to be careful. But he is climbing up on Moore. You're seeing there up at the front, it looks like that is Stornvall that he's catching up to. Not Moore. Moore still holding on to 1st place. 10 minutes to go here in our EU GT3 Championship. Charles, 10 seconds back now of Rise. Rise in 3rd position.
Pit window is now
The
closed.
pit window is now closed. Berggren in 3rd overall in the standings, with Charles up in 4th. If Charles can make up some room in there, it looks like Berggren spun out. We're going to have to find out what happened here with Berggren. Let's go back 10 seconds to see it. He did. A giant spin there from Berggren going down the hill. And that's huge for Berggren. It's going to give Chris Rise the opportunity to catch up to him to get up to 2nd place. Berggren back in the mix. The Rise now coming down into turn 5. He can see Berggren there in the straightaway. Does Berggren have what it takes to hold on overall? Cody Moore now with a 23-second gap from 1st into 2nd. All Moore has to do is make sure that nothing happens overall in these final 9 minutes. That's huge there for it's huge for Berggren and even bigger for Rise. But giving Rise the opportunity to catch up to Berggren, Berggren is now putting himself in a position in the standings to not take that 1st place from Rise. Can he dethrone and hold on here for Berggren? Berggren has to be careful. Rise going up and around Stormvall up into turn 10. He's going to catch up to him first before he can catch up to Berggren. There's only about a 2-second gap there, though, between Berggren and Rise. Rise trying to climb up the rankings to hold on to that podium spot in the standings overall here in our EU GT3 Championship. DeMarchi found some consistency, hasn't been a victim of any accidents overall in the final 20 minutes. Just lone racing back here in to turn 6, coming down the straight, trying to finish the race overall for DeMarchi. Charles in 5th, 4th position, also in the top 5 of our standings, trying to gain a bit more room overall. Let's jump here to Berggren. Berggren now being passed up there by Rise. Rise takes over to 2nd place, convincingly speeds right past there from Berggren. Berggren taking a wide drive there into turn 1, and Rise slingshotting past him to take over 2nd place now. We got Berggren in 3rd, Rise in 2nd there. Oh my God, it's going to come down to the final couple turns here in the 7 minutes to go in this race, as Berggren coming up in the S's, right up there, right behind Rise. Rise holding on to 2nd, as we saw their slingshot right past Berggren to take over that 2nd spot. Can he hold on to the 2nd position? Rise seems to be locked in, but Berggren picking up a little bit more pace there on Rise, going up on the inside there in turn 5, trying to carry a bit more speed. The Mclaren tends to have a bit more room when it comes to the turns themselves, but that Audi has a hell of a time down the straightaway, so the McLaren's got to pick up a lot more time and make sure not to make any mistakes if he wants to have an opportunity against Rise. Coming up into turn 7, up the uphill here. Berggren trying to hold on to make sure that he doesn't let Rise get any way around. Rise, after falling down a lot of different positions, climbed up the ranks and now into 2nd position overall. That is huge for Rise for his standings. You can see there, Rise going up, and Berggren trying to go up on the inside. Now Berggren up on the inside. Looks like he gains a bit more room there on Rise. You can see Rise now with Berggren right up behind him up into turn 10. Berggren trying to go up on the inside. Rise playing defensive on Berggren. It's a good move there for Rise. Can he hold on for the next 6 minutes to go? Berggren showing him that he has the pace. He has a 2:09.3. Berggren's got the 2:11, 3:07 as he comes up on the outside in turn 11. Coming down the last turn here. Rise holding on to 2nd spot. Berggren not going anywhere as they come down the straightaway. Can the McLaren hold on to the race here as they come down the straight into turn 1? Can Rise hold on to 2nd place? Crazy stuff here, guys. Overall, it's going to come down to the last final couple of minutes. Berggren up on the inside, right behind Rise. It's going to be close overall. These guys coming up into turn 3, trying to climb the hill. Berggren climbing up the hill, going up on the inside. Rise has the inside there, though, but Berggren goes up on the outside. trying to take over that position. Coming out turn 3. They are side by side in turn 3. And Berggren overtakes the second position there on Rise. They're back and forth. That's exactly where we saw the positions last time for Rise and Berggren taking over that spot. Berggren absolutely killing it there, climbing up turn 3. And it looks like Rise either is having a bit of a problem with his car, or Berggren just pulling up a dominating performance there on the last lap. So Rise now up in turn 5, down into turn 6. Loses a bit of time. Berggren just absolutely shooting out of a cannon there and showing everybody this is how it's done. He wants to take that position. You can see Berggren with a bit of a slide there. So Rise now with an opportunity to catch up. Is Berggren or Rise going to hold on to this second position, you guys? Let me know in the comments. I want to know what's going on. Holy mackerel. There's only 7 racers, but this is Odyssey Racing, guys. There's a lot of competition that goes on in this race, and you love to see it. You love to see the compete level here from Rise and Berggren. Berggren coming up into turn 10 now, with Rise still up behind him. Only a second and a half of a gap now between these two. What we saw on the last lap there from Berggren was Berggren took over there from Rise, able to gain that second spot. Just incredible stuff there overall. For those who are wondering, Cody Moore leading the way right now with 4 minutes to go left in this race. Start off with 12 racers. Moore's had a very consistent and amazing performance from him today. It'll be really good for him, especially if nothing happens. Just got to stay consistent. Got a 209 overall, so he definitely knows how to drive. Cody Moore leading the way. Berggren here in second place, about 30 seconds back of Moore, but Rise trying to catch up. And look who it is but Bonus Charles up in the back there, trying to prove to Rise that he's got something to prove up in the standings overall. We know Charles has the ability to climb up the ranks, and you can see there now he's closed the gap on Rise with about 1.8 seconds there. As they come up into turn 3, Bonus Charles in the Audi as well. Rise struggling to hold on to that consistency. His car must be having an issue, because it's not like Rise to be struggling with this kind of performance in the final 3 minutes of this race as they come into the S's there overall. Charles trying to gain a little bit more spot there on Rise. He flops between 1.7 seconds and 2.5. So you can see there that Charles is trying to push the Audi all the way to the limit there and trying to catch Rise overall. We'll jump here back to Charles. Charles come up into turn 6 in the downhill. Got to be careful with the Audi to make sure again that that pass does not slip out overall. But Charles gaining a little bit of room there. Can he catch up to Rise in the last few minutes? They climb up into turn 7, up this uphill. This is that slide that a lot of people have struggled with overall in the rain. You can see there that Charles is really pushing this Audi. Rise struggling right now to catch up to Berggren, is losing a bit of time, but Charles is making his way up in a third spot. Can he go up in a third spot and cost Rise overall a few more points in the standings? Rise struggling right now in this 10th turn up into turn 11. You can see Charles just bringing the heat overall now on Rise. Is Rise going to be hold on to this third spot with 2 minutes to go, guys? It's getting crazy overall in the last 2 laps with Rise. Of course, a Rise in the center of attention of everything, because we know that he always is. As Charles up into turn 11 goes up, is trying to compete up there against Rise. Now cutting it down to 1 second. Charles going down the straightaway here, up and against Rise. Rise struggling a little bit more. Can Charles make a little bit of move here up into turn 1? He's not going to be able to make that move now, just respecting it. Good for him. Got to be patient overall. Charles going up on the inside after turn 1. Now it's going for that takeover of that position. And it looks like Charles is almost going to take that position. Goes up on the outside into turn 2, up into turn 3. Climbing up, and Charles overtakes the position into third place. Rise dropping back another position in that same spot. Seems to be struggling in the rain into turn 2 and turn 3. And Rise hits the side of the wall there. That's going to cost him a little bit. There seems to be something going on with his vehicle. We're going to have to find out in an interview. And Rise now in 4th place. Charles climbing up the ranks in 3rd. The downfall of the Riseinator. Chris Rise, after pulling up a major performance throughout the race, has dropped 2 spots overall. And that's a massive thing for the standings, guys, because right now Bergeron and Charles are chasing after Rise. And with Rise in 4th place, that's not good for him. It's going to make for an exciting Sunday next week. Overall, Cody Moore, with 30 seconds to go in the race, still leading the way. Moore, incredible performance driving by him. Coming down into turn 11 and down the straightaway. It looks like he's going to kickstart the final lap of the race. Bergeron holding on, just has to hold on a second spot to make sure nothing happens with him here. Bonus Charles, like we were saying, up in 3rd position. Holding on to that 3rd spot. Rise. Falling back even further. Just has to hold on for his dear life as they come up into the last lap of the race. I don't know if Rise is going to be able to catch up to Charles, because Charles seemed to be locked in, just picking up more time as things go on. Snooze back here in 5th after starting very low in the standings. It's good to see a 5th spot from him. Justin T, who had been lined up in 1st overall in the qualifying, has dropped back to 6th spot. It's tough to see there for Justin T. He's been a victim of the rain overall here at Watkins Glen. And DeMarchi, good performance for him overall. And again, a couple accidents that cost him the race today. Here, we've got Moore still leading the way. Coming up to turn 7, Mark Berger. Overall, coming down turn 5, just has to stay consistent to finish in the top 2 of this race. Got Charles, who came out of nowhere in the last couple minutes to take over 3rd from Rise. Justin T. Marchi. On the top here with Cody Moore as he comes up into turn 10. Cody Moore was in 6th spot with 60 points. This is going to jump him up the rankings, possibly ahead of DeMarchi. We're going to have to find out, folks. See what's going on next week. Cody Moore coming up around turn 11. Cody Moore will be your race winner today, guys, for the EU GT3 Championship overall. Great race by Cody Moore. Good stuff for him. Congratulations to Cody Moore. Massive win for him overall.
Yes, 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 yes. Woo!
Great pit
P2,
strategy throughout
P2.
the race. Very
P2.
consistent. No accidents, no slips.
Great race.
Bergeron.
Great race. Horrible,
Showing
horrible
us
performance.
why
but
he's in 2nd
race.
after a dominating performance, slingshotting past Chris Rise in the last couple laps. Great driving by him overall. Bonus Charles will be your 3rd place driver. Chris Rise, after struggling, climbing up the ranks and then struggling again, drops into 4th position as he hits the wall and spins around into the end there for Chris Rise. And we got Snooze coming in here for 5th place. Good job, Snooze. Way to go from the back to the mid-pack, buddy. Justin T, congratulations on 6th. And DeMarchi, big shout out to you as well, man. We'll follow you to the end. Here. Good job here, DeMarchi, overall. So there's your rankings, guys. Looks like a couple of these guys have left overall. But what a race by everybody here for our EU GT3 Championship. We got more Bergeron, Charles, Rise, Snooze, T, DeMarchi, Stormdahl, Gandhi, Russo, Mikinete, and Nightshade overall. Good stuff, everybody. Awesome. You love to see it. Wasn't that many racers, but you know what? Still made for a very entertaining race overall. You know, there was a lot of rain. We knew that the rain was going to be incredibly crazy, but didn't realize that it would be this nuts. So let's see if we can get a couple interviews in today for everybody and kind of go from there. Hey, Cody. You are on the interview. I don't know if I can hear you, though. Oh, hold on a sec. It might be my sound. My sound settings. Give me 1 second, dude. Da da da. My notifications. That should be good. I can't hear you, though. Did I mute you by accident? This might be my fault, guys. Let's see. Mute site. Unmute site. Say something, I'm giving up on you. No? God damn it. Why can't I hear anybody? You guys, can you guys hear Cody? I don't know if you can hear Cody. Hold on a sec, Cody. Cody. Nope. I don't know what it is.
Hammer the straightaways and not wander, you know?
Yeah.
Hello, guys.
Hey, Snowman.
Hello.
Well, not one of my finest, that's for sure. Oh well.
It was pretty fun.
It was alright. It was alright. It was really more... It wasn't like Brands, for sure. This was almost more work.
Oh, it was definitely more work.
Yeah.
Green light, show them what you got.
Great race, though.
It was a great race.
It was who spins less.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. I was surprised to come out so far ahead of Chris. And then I completely wasted it in a spin. and then I made another mistake and had to let him through into turn 2 up the hill.
Mhm.
And then, well,
I finished with like 50 seconds of damage probably.
yep.
I hit one of those red barrier or orange barriers at the bus stop.
I figured.
Oh, Jesus.
I figured. But yeah.
I held out pretty well, but yeah, if I had one less spin, I could have been up there.
If I had 5 less spins, I would have won this race.
Yeah,
So-
anyone could have won this.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like this was who spins the least amount of times, who gets
Yeah.
the least amount of damage. That's. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm very happy with P2 considering this was one of the, like, if I would analyze my own driving performance, it was pretty shit, to be honest. Kept making the same mistakes over and over and over. Like, why don't I learn to brake at that exact point? Why do I keep overshooting the same freaking corner? It's really frustrating.
My car felt just a little bit worse with 50 seconds of damage, so I just said, screw it.
Yeah,
It didn't even matter.
yeah. I mean, P4 is still a good points haul. I'm not sure exactly if I pass
You get a little closer. Probably like 10 points between us.
Yeah. Well, at least I'm
So-
making it close.
I hope the final isn't flooded.
I think if I look correctly, the final's gonna be bone dry. It's gonna be really vanilla.
I hope.
Is this the
Bone
is
Dry
this
is
the
a fun
updated 82 points? Am I still third? No.
No.
No, this is not
It
updated
doesn't update
yet.
right away.
Yeah, that's my bad. I would just like to know. But obviously I'm gonna find out anyway. Let's see. I'm gonna quit out of this.
Silverstone's gonna be bone dry but cold, so that's good.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to do a lot of practice for Silverstone. Silverstone is one of my worst tracks. There's just something about hooking up a lap around Silverstone that just doesn't work for me. Alright, Well, that is it, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and have a good rest of your evening.